Hey, after Shohei's performance in San Francisco, I remember just kind of the reaction from everyone and how in awe you guys were with what he was able to do. How has it been just experiencing him as a starting pitcher and kind of relearning just the skill set he has and kind of how this continues to improve the rotation, especially right now?
Well, it's still pretty impressive, obviously. Tonight, the plan is for him to go get through 3 innings, and then obviously our pen is kind of spent a little bit, so having Dustin behind him is great. Brought up Henriquez, so for some coverage with Trevino, who we DFA'd. And as far as Shohei, I think it's just, I like the demeanor on the mound, what to improve on. I think the only thing right now in this small sample is just to continue to build up. I think the fastball, the strike throwing, the secondaries are all in a good spot. So it's just more of just building up that pitch count in innings.
I know you mentioned that for Dustin, this could be a one-off for him coming out of the bullpen, but is there something that you want to see from him in this outing specifically?
It's certainly not having pitched at the pen in quite some time. Might be an adjustment, probably will be an adjustment, but I think that just to kind of come out with some aggressiveness tonight and know that he's going to take the bulk of the game, and there's a pitch count already built in for him as far as the length that he can go as long as we need him to go. It's a left-right lineup, but I think it's just for him, it's just the consistency of the delivery and then the quality of the pitch making.
How's Freddie doing?
He's doing well, sore, but feels that him being in the lineup, we're better for it, and he's not going to be compromised as far as any kind of further injury from it.
Did he have to take swings before you guys came in?
No, you know what? He woke up this morning and we exchanged texts, and he says he's going to be in there. So, hearing after his prep work, he's in a good spot.
When you said the other day you've seen Shohei, almost trying to will the team a little bit, where do you see that? Is it just in the competitiveness of his at-bats? Is it stuff behind the scenes, just his demeanor? What kind of led to that?
More of the competitiveness of at-bats. There's just an extra level of focus I see in decision-making at the plate. When he takes them out, I mentioned before that he has a different type of edge when he's on the mound versus in the batter's box. And, he understands where we're at, and he's really doing a good job of doing his part.
Speaking of which, yesterday I know you said that he didn't have any problem switching spots in the lineup with Mookie. I know with him, obviously, there's a bit of a language barrier still. But has there been, kind of what Jack alluded to, maybe this year him maybe either emerging more as a leader or doing stuff, I guess, off the field to maybe kind of help the group get together?
Well, I think off the field, I think that what he's done is unintentional in the sense that he's taken on a lot of the attention from everyone else. So that's one thing I think that allows for guys to just do their jobs. And as far as on the field, he wants to win. And I think that him playing every day, him pitching, him taking walks when needed, him, switching spots with Mookie in the order, whatever is the best interest of the ball club, that's what he's doing. And yeah, he's not a vocal leader, but I think that the way he plays is certainly a message to everybody, but that's something pretty much he does every day.
The type of energy that he brings, is it kind of like a Kershaw type energy? Is it Freddie or maybe?
Definitely not.
Who would you compare that energy to, I guess?
I would say it's a Freddie energy in the sense of I have a job to do and I want to do it. Freddie will call guys out more so on the verbal, vocal side than Shohei. But I think Shohei is very unflappable in the sense of kind of performance, where Freddie is unflappable, but he shows his emotions a lot more than Shohei does. But I think in the sense of a leader, they're similar in that sense.
You all have a team that just, these guys, they know their job, they have to do, they show up with their work every single day. When you are going through a period or a stretch like this where things aren't necessarily going as planned, is there a need for a vocal leader amongst the group, or just how do you see them kind of coming together and navigating through this as a team?
I think that I don't necessarily believe there needs to be. I think that what's happening, and I think that it sort of came to a head yesterday with the way Clayton responded after his outing, and that was a lot of frustration, in my opinion, of the way we've played. And I think that, one of the things that we do pretty well consistently is do the little things, and which lead to winning baseball games. And when everything is not synced up, those things really come to light a lot more. And so we just need to do a better job of doing the little things and playing the right way. And I think that, for a guy that's, given everything he has, where he's at, and to not have guys, hold up their end of the deal is frustrating. And I think that that's something that really everyone in that clubhouse understood why he was so frustrated.
You said yesterday that was most like focus thing. How does that get addressed? Is that an easier thing to address than maybe a not teaching it type thing?
It's being addressed. It's not a teaching thing because our guys have shown the propensity to do that. It's just being intentional about the little things, and they all matter. Throwing to the right bases, fielding it cleanly, throwing it accurately, winning a 3-2 pitch, running the bases the right way. All that stuff, catching the baseball, playing fundamental baseball that everyone knows we have talent, but we're just not doing that. And when you don't, you can lose to anybody.
Can you speak to this team's struggles against current teams that lead the division and wildcard teams besides the Padres?
I can't. I know that we got our butts kicked by the Astros. Same thing for the Brewers the last 6 times we played them. So the way we've played, it really doesn't matter. So no, I really can't. We got to play better. Thanks, guys. Yeah.